So today's video is going to be a little different. It's been a while. Let me turn off my little camera for a second. It has been a while since I have been live, like just talking to you guys. So I'm going to come on here and I guess y'all going to help me do some shadow work because it'd be really hard for me to like talk about my business and shit like that on camera. But I'm going to do it anyways because I feel like Spirit is telling me that I need to make this video and do what I got to do. So I'm going to do it. Okay. Before I even get started, make sure you guys are putting hashtag Justice for Alicia Smiley in the comment sections. Make sure that you guys are hitting the like button and all that. We're still going to give out shades, even though this is not a reading, but I do like to call them my spirits because they bear witness. Spirits bear witness when you speak on things, right? So I always like my spirits to bear witness when I come and testify because there are going to be some people that are involved with the actual murder plot of Alicia Smiley and the kidnapping of Alicia Smiley in this situation. Okay, so we're going to give our shade to the Divine Infinite All. We're also going to give our shade to all of our Auries that are in the upright. We give our shade to our most beautiful and precious Santissima Muerte. There she go, y'all. She's actually here threefold. We got La Niña Verde. We give our shade. We got La Niña Roja. We give our shade. And La Niña Blanca is over there. So we give our shade as well to the Mother energies, Mother God energy as well. And then we like to give our shade to all of our ancestors, angels, and guides, ascended masters, elder spirits, known and unknown that mean us well. Just help me to speak my truth and help me to, articulate, and get out what I have to say as to why I left Christianity. A lot of the reasons why these people were trying to attack and murder me and all that other shit was because I had broken free of their religious abuse and strongholds that they had over me. So that was another reason why they wanted to unalive me, because they were unable to then use religion to control me. But we're going to get into it, okay? So we asked La Niña Verde, who is the most high honorable judge, to bear witness to whatever it is that I say. I had to roll me a blunt for this one. I got to roll me a blunt for everyone, y'all know. But this one really, okay? So I'm just going to take my time, okay? So the family that had me, right, which are hardcore fucking criminals. They kidnap kids and molest and all that shit, okay? They had me. They were Christians, right? And they indoctrinated me with Christianity at a very, very early age, right? All of that shit backfired, as y'all can see. You know what I'm saying? But they indoctrinated me at a very, very early age. Like, we was at church twice on Sundays, Wednesdays, choir rehearsals, Thursdays. Yeah. So we were just like always at church, okay? When I got older, before the preacher even came into my life, it was around my first marriage or whatnot. I told y'all that I had told the mother that, the guy was abusing me in the first marriage. I'm just going to skim through that part because that really is insignificant. You know what I'm saying? Other than the fact that in that marriage, when I was getting abused, I was unable to leave because of the religious indoctrination in my mind when he was like putting his hands on me and shit like that. And I was very young, so I didn't have the proper guidance. Like I said, when he was putting his hands on me, I went to the kidnapper mother and I told her that he was beating on me. And she said to me that, what was I doing to him to make him hurt me instead of protecting me? And this is someone who claims to be a hardcore Christian, a supportive mother, a protective mother, whatever. But when I would come to you and I would tell you that I'm hurting, she wouldn't do anything about me hurting or being abused. When I told her I was being molested, all that other shit, she would not do anything about it. You get what I'm saying? So that was a part of the reason right there. But I'm going to get to the nitty gritty. Just let me take my time, okay? After the first husband went to the penitentiary for, almost killing our child. He was abusive to me and, he did almost kill our child, shaken baby syndrome with our oldest set of twins, who is not the preacher's kids. Okay. But we'll get to that because you already know how he weird about that shit too. But we'll get to that or whatever, right? So after that traumatization that happened to me in my first marriage was just really, 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 really fucked up. I'm still a hardcore Christian to the point to where my kids, my daughters, the ones that was with me, they had to have their heads covered and they couldn't listen to any other music other than Christian music. Right. Shit came a long way, right? You would never know. But yeah, that type of Christian is the type of Christian that they had me be. So after that traumatization of, almost my daughter dying and all that whole situation with him being abusive to the child and myself as well. If y'all see me looking off, it's because this is traumatic for me. Okay. And I got a lot of weed. So if I got to roll up again in the middle of this shit, I'm going to roll up again. Okay. So when it came time for me to pick another mate, I don't pick mates, but you know what I'm saying? I was definitely aiming higher than what I had aimed for with the abusive nigga the first go round. I was aiming higher. I always, like I said, I always knew I had a spiritual calling on my life or whatnot. So once I met this preacher, I was like, this will be a good fit, because I know that I'm some type of evangelist or a prophet or something. I'm a seer or something. Because like I told you, I was having gifts all my life or whatever. So I was like, if I get with this preacher, then this could put me on my highest divine path. We could help each other grow. We could help humanity. We can do all my thoughts about marrying him were very high. You get what I'm saying? So once the preacher come along and I married a preacher, that was like the beginning of the end. So this is another reason, the main reason, this is the reason why I'm not a Christian anymore, because I was married to that pastor. Okay. I'm just going to tell you some of the things that I experienced. I guess that's the way I could do this, is tell you some of the things that I experienced while being a preacher's wife, that were very disturbing and unholy. Okay. So when you are becoming a preacher's wife, when you're doing that, you are essentially trusting this man with your body, your mind, your soul, your knowledge, to lead you, to guide you, because he's supposed to be a man of God, right? So that's the mind frame that I was in when I married him. I married him in the mind frame of, this is a man of God. I can trust him. I can trust him with my soul. I can trust him with my soul, because he's a leader. He's the one that's going to show everybody and teach everybody how we're supposed to work this. You get what I'm saying? Which is another reason why he wants to kill me, because y'all see how more advanced I am now, spiritually, than he is, apparently. But so after I married him, it was shortly after I married him, I got pregnant and with my first son, Hezekiah. And immediately after getting, it's like I found out that I was pregnant. I think the wedding day. The wedding day, I found out that I was pregnant. So that could have been it right there. I was pregnant right then and there. And the day we got married is like I took a test right before the wedding or something. You know what I'm saying? And after I married him, okay, 3 months into our marriage, he had already ran off with another woman. Okay. So that was something for me too, because I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, you're supposed to be a preacher. I'm pregnant. Like, why would you do that? He already ran off with another woman. He was cheating on me, all of that. You get what I'm saying? And I found out shortly after we got married and I was pregnant with our son that he had taken the ring that he married me with off of a girl's finger and put it on my finger. And how I found this out was because there was a card that me and him had mutually that, you know, when we got married, this is our card now. You get what I'm saying? And the girl shows up at my mother's house and she got documentation on the car. And she shows up with the police and they come in to get the car. Her name is Denise. The girl's name was Denise. Right? So at that point, I'm pissed off because this girl is at my mama's house. You know what I'm saying? She described my mama's house. She said she'd been over there, all type of shit. You get what I'm saying? She was at, and it's not my mother because she, you know the story, okay? But she's at who I perceive to be my mother's house or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And she's saying this is her car. The police is there and they have documentation on the car and they take the car. And as they're taking the car, she looks down at me and she's like, oh, that's my ring. And I'm like, what? Like, this ring? Like, that's your ring? She's like, yeah. So I'm taking the ring off. I'm like, whatever, you know. And I had already married him legally. So at that point, I was like, okay, it really ain't much I can do. Dumb hoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's really nothing I could do. But the marriage was still fresh. I was already pregnant, but the marriage was still fresh. And in my mind, I mean, I guess there was enough time to still get it annulled. But I was like, I'm a Christian. This is a preacher. You know, to death do us part. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to stick. That's my man, and I'm gonna stick with him. You get what I'm saying? So, but I didn't think the girl was jealous, though. I never thought the girl was jealous or anything like that because she had documentation. I actually thought he was a pig, and I was disgusted with him at that moment, but I had already married him. You get what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so I'm just try to ride it out. Okay, you married me with the girl ring, with the He did end up getting me a whole new ring because I gave it back to her. Like, here, bitch, you can have that motherfucker. I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? So this is the preacher doing this, right? So that happened. And again, like I said, he was already cheating and stuff while I'm pregnant. He left me while I was pregnant to be with another female or whatever. And of course, he lied to me and told me that he wasn't doing it and all this other shit. And because he kept lying in my face, I told him, you know, you need to get out. Like, you can't stay up in here if you're going to be doing it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And he left. And because I put him out that day, he literally went and got another bitch and was like, you put me out, bitch. I'm free. We still legally married. And he's a preacher. right? We're still legally married, and he's a preacher. You know what I'm saying? So that happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm pregnant. I had a baby or whatever. I end up moving in with my mom, and he's with this other bitch, and I'm having postpartum depression because I mean, you're a preacher. You got me pregnant. You just married me, and within 90 days of the marriage, you already with some other bitch, and you're living in her house. You get what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, the fuck? You're a preacher. You know what I'm saying? I just never thought that a man of God. This is why I don't give a fuck what a man of God. You're a man of God. You're a preacher or whatever. You got to show me your character. I don't give a fuck what your title is or what your doctrine says or none of that shit, because this is my life and I lived it and this is what really happened to me. You get what I'm saying? So I had a baby. I'm going through the postpartum depression. I'm like, you need to help me. Like, this isn't fair. Blah, 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 blah. This nigga, I tell him, you can come get the baby or whatever. He takes my baby to the new bitch house and then refuses to give me the child. My baby's still breastfeeding. She's still breastfeeding. And I really just need you to help me because you impregnated me and you supposed to have loved me because you married me. And you just dipped out on me, like, right after marriage. Like, we barely even had an argument. Our first argument was about him cheating. That was our first argument, about him cheating on me. You get what I'm saying? And he just felt like, I was wrong for saying that he cheated on me, even though I had proof. I was wrong for standing up for myself. I was wrong for all of those things. You get what I'm saying? And I don't feel like I was. So, like I said, I was staying with my mom. She ended up putting us out. Me and my 2-week-old baby and my assistant, she's 16 now, we end up in a homeless shelter. And he knows about it because he comes and sees, the baby there one time. And I'm saying about that as well. And this whole relationship is really why I'm not a Christian. Okay. But, we end up in a homeless shelter in St. Louis and he's with this other bitch. And at this time, my son's 3 months old. He had never bought the baby anything. And this is the only time he ever bought my child anything. My son Hezekiah, he ain't never bought Jeremiah shit. The rape baby, he ain't never bought him shit. But he bought my son, he's 3 months old, some newborn diapers, some preemie clothes, and like some little socks or something. Right? But my son was 3 months old at that point in time, and he couldn't fit none of the shit. He couldn't fit the newborn clothes or the preemie diapers because he was 3 months old. You get what I'm saying? So that was the first time, and my son's 13, he ever did anything for his child in the last time. Okay? So after that, he goes on with the other chick, the same chick he was with or whatever, we in a shelter or whatever, and he's cheating on me or whatever. I end up going back to my mother's house, and I waited a year before I slept with anybody else or anything like that. He was gone a whole year with this woman. He was living in her house. Like, we literally was only together for those little months. I said, like, 3 months into the marriage, he lived with a woman, like, right into the marriage, 3 months for a whole nother year. Her name was Stacy. Okay. And that's different from Denise. So y'all can write down these bitches' names and y'all can take count because it's a lot. Okay. So let me light my shit back up, y'all. So after that, we've been separated for a year. We still married. He's with the girl, and I'm my body getting back right. You know what I'm saying? I just had the baby, my body getting back right, and I'm trying to get back out here, nigga, because you bullshit. And you left me immediately, so I'm trying to get back out here, right? So we agreed to meet mutually around the corner at my mother's house, at one of his homeboys' house, to have the conversation. Okay, of, do you want this marriage, right? So the preacher, he meets me at the homeboy house, and we sit down in his kitchen, and me and him we have a conversation, okay? And the conversation is me asking the preacher, do you want this marriage? Okay, do you want this marriage? It's been a year, like, nigga, I'm back out here. I didn't pop the baby out, you know what I'm saying? What's up? He tells me, it's the preacher now, he tells me that he wants the both of us. That's what he said to me, to my face, to his wife, the one he legally married, to his face, to my face at the table. He said, I don't want to leave her and leave you. I want the both of y'all. So what I did was say, you can have her. You get what I'm saying? I said, you can have her, but you can't have me. All right. So remember, he been gone a year or whatever. So the homeboy who house it was, whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and say it or whatever, because I don't give a fuck. He was already gone for a year. Because the homeboy who house it was or whatever, not him, but his brother. That's who I got with. You get what I'm saying? Not his friend, not his best friend, but his best friend, little brother. Or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And I don't give a fuck about what nobody say, bitch. I was in a motherfucking house for a whole motherfucking year. The nigga was nice to me. He was kind to me. He treated me nicely. Okay? He treated me like a lady. Okay? And the nigga really wanted to, like, make something happen. But I had to tell him, look, too close to home. Stella was trying to get a groove back. Because at this point, I'm not thinking that he's ever coming home because he already told me he wanted both of us, and I'm not with that shit. You get what I'm saying? I ain't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So once he realizes that happened, that I hooked up with old boy or whatever, once he realizes that happened, he decides he wants to come home. And I really did want the marriage because I'm like, God damn, nigga, you just fucking married me and impregnated me. I don't want to have to, be a single mama. Like, who the fuck want to do that shit? Like, what the fuck? I don't want to have to do this. I already had a marriage. This nigga went to my first husband, he went to the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? And he damn near killed me and the child. Okay? So I didn't want to have to go through that whole situation again. Like, you get what I'm saying? I think he was banking on that too, because narcissists and shit like that, they take your past pains and your past situations. When you're broken, they can use you the most. You get what I'm saying? They can use you better that way. Right? So I want y'all to take note of the shit that he wanted me to put up with, like in real life. You get what I'm saying? So he decided he want to get back with me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we try to work out the marriage and all that shit. We try to work it out, and everything's fine in my head, in my book. Everything's fine in my head and in my book. And then he turns up. It was a lot more, bitch. It was actually 2 Stacys, right? It was several times before I even get to the bitch that he got pregnant, and then that was the end of it, okay? But it was a bunch of more bitches. Like, while I was in the church, let me get to that first. While I was in the church house, it was sisters in the church. They was turning their nose up at me and shit. And I didn't know why they was turning their nose up at me. I'm like, why are y'all looking? I'm like, hey, sister so-and-so. I'm happy to see them. Hey, girl, hey, sister so-and-so. Your hair look cute today, girl. Christian shit. You get what I'm saying? Bitches turning their nose up at me and shit. They looking at me like crazy and shit. And it's because they was fucking my husband. But I didn't see it at that point. But they was all fucking my husband. Even some of the elder women's was fucking, like, I'm having sex with my husband. So that was another thing too. He would bring bitches to the church. Like, he preached at different churches. So then he would tell me, I want you to come up to the church, and my wife, boop, 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 boop. And then he brings another bitch to the church. Right? So, like, we could fight in the pews and shit. You get what I'm saying? Because at that time, like I said, I'm young. I done came from an abusive situation, and I'm trying to better myself, and you're bullshitting. Okay? I feel like you came into my life to destroy me, and that's exactly what he did, but he lost. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it was like little shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these bitches would smile in my face and shit like that, but they was all talking about me behind my back and fucking my husband in the church. They were very disrespectful. These are supposed to be Christians. They know that we are married. They know that we are married, and they would willingly fuck with him. They didn't care. They were bitches that was mad that he married me before he even knew that they existed. Like, new bitches that would come to the church, and they would find out I was his wife. They'd be like all type of shit to me. And I'm like, I don't know why these people doing this. Like, why y'all doing it? But it's because he was in cahoots with a lot of people and a lot of groups of people in the situation. They were also sleeping together. You get what I'm saying? So that was one thing, right? So after all those bitches, we get to the final bitch that kind of like ends our marriage and shit like that, And I was not really, every time he would leave, I would never go back and have sex with him. I just want to make that clear on the video. Like, I would never go back and have sexual intercourse with him and all that shit. Like, when he was gone, he was gone. Okay, he was not with me. And I'm saying that because this nigga got AIDS now. Oh, yes, you do, bitch. Yes, the fuck you do. But that's what you get. But that's what you get because I listened to Spirit. They told me to get the fuck out a long time ago, and I got the fuck on. Okay? But anyways, I have to just make that clear. So when we did get back together, that's when I was drugged and raped because we weren't having sex. Okay? We were not having sex. And we moved into a place off of Page in St. Louis. Page and Union, right across the street from the Walgreens. If y'all from St. Louis, I know y'all still watching my channel. Y'all know where that's at. We moved right there, right? So he was still cheating, still fucking with Stacy and all these other bitches. So when we moved into that place, we still legally married, right? But we haven't even really been together for a full year because he keeps leaving. You get what I'm saying? They're doing shit. Okay, we was there or whatever, and I told him that I didn't want any more kids by him. I started giving away my son's shit because I was like, oh, he don't need this walker no more. Oh, he don't need this no more. He don't need that no more. Right? And I made the mistake of telling him that I didn't want to be with him anymore and that I didn't want any more children for him. And he got real nice. And he was like, let me make you something to eat. Let me get you, let me get you what you need or whatever. You know what I'm saying? He did all that shit and I woke up pregnant. Okay? So this preacher drugged and raped me. And I don't mind saying that shit on camera. I don't give a fuck. Send a cease and desist. Take me to court, bitch. Put me up to a lie detector test. Whatever you got to do. Okay? I told him I didn't want any more children with him, and I miraculously came up pregnant after eating some food and drinking some drink that he gave me and waking up pregnant. And I was really working hard on not getting pregnant by him because I was not sleeping with him. You get what I'm saying? I was not sleeping with him. We were living together though, but I still knew he was fucking with the bitch. You get what I'm saying? So I was just like, whatever, you know? And I ended up pregnant by him drugging me and raping me. So he baby trapped me with another baby, which is my youngest son, Jeremiah. And I have proof on that as well, because all my kids' life, I would tell them that I didn't know how I got pregnant with Jeremiah. I didn't know how I ended up pregnant with him because I told him I didn't want no more kids with him. I was not having sex with him. I did not even like him at that point in time, but it was convenient. He was my husband, and, you know, I needed bills paid. I needed a place to stay. I needed to do what I needed to do for the children. You get what I'm saying? I didn't read your comments. You said they also study how people around you treat you. Exactly. You said, I get it. You just wanted so badly for this relationship to work because of the last dude, because of the last one, and due to religious beliefs. That is true. I didn't want the relationship to work. I did. I ain't gonna say I didn't. You know what I'm saying? So when that happened, I ended up pregnant with my son, Jeremiah. And I was so unhappy during that time, y'all, because I already knew when I told him. He said, don't give away nothing because you're pregnant. And I'm like, how the fuck am I pregnant? I ain't even had sex with you. How the fuck am I pregnant, nigga? I ain't had no sex with you. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you pregnant. You pregnant. Let me get you something. Let me cook you something or whatever. This nigga drugged me. He drugged me. So I would not leave him, and I would end up trapped with him longer. Okay, and as soon as he impregnated me with that baby, what y'all think he did? What y'all think he did? He left again. He left again. Okay? As soon as he got me pregnant, he left me again. Okay? And I told him I didn't want to be with him before any of that even happened. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm pregnant with the baby. I don't know what that is. It's not like army training. Yeah, I heard that 2:22 on the clock. But anyways, I had a baby, boop or whatever. He's in jail for assaulting me, battery, all that shit, because we had a fight. I'm gonna tell you why we had a fight too. And this is all have something to do why I'm not a fucking Christian, okay? So while he was cheating on me, I'm pregnant with the last little baby here or whatever, and he's cheating on me again. We love you. The presence of peace right now. Come on, Spirit. Y'all hear that? I'm gonna let them do what they do. For real. Chosen people, y'all. That's Ogun energy. He said, we love you. And they said that the presence of peace right now. The presence of peace right now. That's dope. I love how Spirit be doing that. But anyways, that was Ogun energy. Where was I at? Okay, yeah. So I told him I didn't want any kids anymore. Right. And basically, he ends up getting with this girl, Ernestine. Okay? That's her name. Erna motherfucker Steen. Okay? And I didn't really know about Ernestine at all until like he showed up back to my mama's house with her pregnant after I had our last son, all right? We were still together, but you know, after that, he shows up to the house and he's like, I got her pregnant. And then that was pretty much the end of our marriage, right? They were so abusive to me and disrespectful to me and all that other shit. And then every time he would call me to check on me, it was like a real narcissist situation. All right. They kind of distracted me a little bit, but it's okay because I let Spirit do what they do. But it was kind of like a real life narcissist situation. So once he got her pregnant, that was pretty much the end of the marriage. He was really trying to pull strings. He put her in competition with me. Okay, now this is the preacher. Like I said, it was always competition with several different bitches. Like he wanted me to chase him. Like he wanted me to fight for him or something. He kept trying to prove that there was a better bitch than me. You get what I'm saying? This is all why I'm not a Christian. We're going to keep on saying it, okay? But anyways, after he got with her or whatever, the marriage was over. Shit. He lied to her. He told her that me and him was already divorced. But she came to our divorce hearing 8 months pregnant. He brought her to the divorce hearing 8 months pregnant. You know, when all of this stuff happened to me, I was like, basically like in a situation, a real detrimental situation. It was really, really hard for me. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It was really hard for me. It's a detrimental situation because I was forced to choose whether or not I'm going to leave God or leave Christianity, because I looked at this man as a man of God. Here they go again. Okay. That sounds like some strong black man. I can't say because I ain't looking out the window. It could be all different races of people because I'm in a blended place right now. It's very blended. But anyways, they treated me so bad. Okay, this girl and him, they treated me so bad. He made her think that me and him was already divorced and that I was trying to stop him from moving forward in their relationship. But we were still married. I keep looking off of shit because I'm traumatized. I have to go to the depths of the deeps of the darkness to give y'all this information in my soul now. Shit. Okay. But yeah, so every time she would talk to me, she would be mad disrespectful because she felt like we were already divorced. And that is until like she showed up to the divorce hearing to actually finalize the divorce or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And I try to move on with my life and shit like that after we ended up divorced. Long story short, I don't want to keep losing track right here because the military people did make me lose track. But long story short, 10 years later, he's still stalking me. Okay, so that's why I'm not a fucking Christian. Y'all see what this nigga done put me through. Okay, the family that took me, they were Christians. All right. I don't want to keep getting distracted. Maybe it's spirit like don't tell certain things. I don't know. But I want to tell y'all all of it because I want to get it out. All the things that was done to me, especially by this particular person. You get what I'm saying? I want to get it out. I want to say it. I want to speak on it. And I held my tongue a lot. And that's why they thought they can get away with doing the shit that they did to me. That's why they thought they was going to be able to murder me because nobody had my side of the story. Okay. But I have been abused and traumatized and some real fucked up shit has really happened to me. You get what I'm saying? But sometimes when people are victims of this type of deep ass abuse, this nigga, I'm going to tell you everything that he did to me. Like, I'm going to try. Okay. I'm going to try. But listen. When he left me, one of those times, I don't know how the fuck he did it because we were not divorced. He had me paying child support. I worked the whole relationship. I had the kids. Every time he left, he never took the boys with him. I had the kids and he somehow filed child support. This is how you know they got the court systems involved and all that shit, which is why I couldn't call the police in that city. You know what I'm saying? He had me paying child support for children that he had abandoned. So I'm going to work. They're taking child support out of my check. And then the remainder of the check, I have to use to take care of the children. The Christians, they really did me a number. And y'all know they committed the cyber crimes in my name and all that shit too. And there's evidence of all of this shit. But this is the pastor. This motherfucker tried to murder me. He's a hitman. That's why I'm not a Christian. That's why I'm not. Because these people, this cult of people have hurt me and my children. They stole me. And then they were going to try to murder me and siphon my energy. That's why I'm not a Christian. And I guess this video was important because, see, a lot of the Christian people, they still watch me and shit because a lot of these people that came to this channel, they came to this channel because they were sent here to gang stalk me to see how they can maneuver murdering me, kidnapping me, whatever they was going to try to do. But they have to understand that this shit right here, I'm innocent, literally. The reason why the preacher and the mother figure clicked together all against me is because they was fucking too. He fucked my mama. That's why I'm not a Christian. He fucked my daughter. He fucked my cousins. He fucked my best friend. My mother. He fucked my mother. But I'm the crazy one. I'm the psychotic one because I will not allow you all to do this to me anymore. And I think the video, like I said, is important because a lot of the people that they sent here, they told that I was evil because I stepped outside of the box of Christianity. But this is why I stepped outside of the box of Christianity. What this man did to me actually made me who I am. It made me realize that God is not in these so-called men, but within myself. Because at that point in time, like it could have destroyed my whole walk if I didn't make the right choices mentally, physically, emotionally to heal, to keep moving forward, to choose actually not giving up on God, but giving up on that nigga. Because see, I was in a position, I married a preacher, I was in a position to give up on God, to give up on the divine infinite all, to give up on my own divinity because of what he put me through and how he treated me and how this family treated me. They never loved me. They never loved me. Like I said, 10 years later, after the divorce, I'm calling the kidnapper mama like, can you please quit letting this nigga around my kids because he's divorced me and remarried twice, so why the fuck is he still around my kids when they got kids, the women that he's been married twice since me, they got kids. And, you know, they're having kids together. Like the women already have children because he like to target single mothers. You know what I'm saying? So the women that he get with, they already have children. And then they get together and they have children. And this is another thing too that drew me away from Christianity. They're so weird, y'all. Like these people are psychos, okay? Every time he would get with another female, he would then bring that woman's kids to my kids and say, this y'all sisters and brothers. I was uncooperative. This is why they felt like they had to kill me. I was uncooperative. This y'all sisters and brothers. And as soon as you come to my, no, nigga. No. Kids, did y'all see mama pregnant with that baby? No, okay, that's not your brother, sister. Okay? And it's just that fucking simple. But and this is weird too. I'm just talking, y'all, but this is why I'm not a Christian, but this is how my mind works too. The reason why he was doing that is because I'm the one with the inheritance, right? They kidnapped me, right? Somebody over there, grandfather figure, left me an inheritance, right? So he needed to attach these women and their kids to me. He would bring their kids back to my family, to my mother's house. My kids was in their wedding. The wedding that happened after the funeral, like a year and a half ago. My oldest daughters, my twins, not my sons, because he ain't never raised them. The ones he was fucking, my 18-year-olds, my 19-year-old babies, the ones he was fucking, they were in the wedding picture. He was trying to tie these families to my lineage, and I didn't agree. So they tried to straight up, they tried to do me in, y'all. But it was a big ass plot or whatever. The funeral that I went to, which was my Aunt Carla's, that Mom T or whatever, y'all know, that was the funeral that they planned for me. And they went even harder. And that's why he would come after all them years. Like all those years y'all seen me traveling and shit on this YouTube channel. Y'all never seen him. Y'all always seen my kids. They was always with me by myself. And then he just came to the house earlier this year and took them like he had them the whole time. Like he bought them a birthday present. He couldn't even name a birthday present. I'm going to tell you this too. This is the preacher. I was on the phone with him one time when we was in Atlanta when I didn't have 1,000 subscribers on this channel. We ended up in the shelter after that because he bribed me to leave my house in Omaha. All the proof is on this channel because y'all see my house in Omaha where the Papa Legba video was shot at. You get what I'm saying? He bribed me to leave from there to go to Atlanta. He said, I'm going to let you start your business. I see you doing your YouTube and Asha's Epiphany and all the other shit. He had me relocate everything. He put me in the house. He said, I'm going to pay all the bills and make sure that you straighten all the other shit. Listen, that man didn't pay a bill. We ended up getting evicted. And he left me and the kids in Atlanta in a homeless shelter. He did not come and get his sons, the preacher. He ain't leave me on the streets of Atlanta. He left me and his sons at a homeless. He dropped us off. He dropped us off, the preacher. He dropped us off at the homeless shelter after I gave up my house, my car, everything, just so he can have a closer relationship with his children. He manipulated. I did that like twice. And both times we ended up homeless. And both times he did not take care of his children. I was like just trying to give him opportunity after opportunity. Every time that I went back to him, it wasn't on no sexual shit. It wasn't no I'm in love shit. It was on no I don't want to be a single mama, nigga. You impregnated me twice. And the last one, you raped me, bitch. You finna help me raise these motherfucking kids. You're gonna help me. That's what I was thinking, but he never helped me. He always just made me give up everything. Everything that I had, my house, my car, everything that I had to come closer to where he was just to leave me high and dry. Just to knock me off of what I had built by myself. Every time I was not with him, I always had a house and a car. But every time he said, oh, I want to be a daddy. Okay, so we in the shelter in Atlanta after he made us lose our house, the shelter he dropped us off at, me and his sons. You get what I'm saying? We're there. It's my son's birthday. And he said to my son, how old are you, son? 9? He was turning fucking 12. My son started crying, y'all. So I snatched the phone and I said, nah, nigga, you we're done. You can't talk to my son no more because you don't even fucking know how old he is. You don't even fucking know how old he is. And you know what he said to me? This is the preacher. He said, see, this is why we can't be in a relationship because you always running your mouth. You talk too much. I said, you don't know how old your son is. He said, you talk too much. You run your mouth too much. You think you know everything. This is how you talking to me. And I'm snatching the phone from him because you don't know how old your son is. It's his birthday. And you didn't give him anything. You get what I'm saying? So this is a lot of the reasons why I'm not a Christian, y'all. This shit is horrible. This is what I've been through, though. And then he stalked me for all these years later after I really thought, like, after I left Atlanta that second time, I'm in Louisiana. I'm with Baba D. I'm thinking this shit is over with. I'm thinking it's over with. Like, I'm fucking done, nigga. I'm never finna ask you for anything. And that's another thing, too. Okay? So every time that I would ask him to, like, give me some money for your kids, nigga, help me take care of the kids, he would never do it. Or he would try to make me go through whatever bitch he was with to get the money. Right? And I'm like, I don't have kids with them. You know what I'm saying? You need to help me take care of my sons. You know what I'm saying? You need to help me. He would never do it. So I just stopped asking him and I started doing for myself and taking care of my kids by myself. All these years, my son's, 12 and 13 now. You know what I'm saying? All these years by myself. And this is an example that I was given as a preacher, as a man of God, as a husband. Not just a preacher, but even as a husband. Okay? And you would think that you were making the right choice by teaching, or not teaching, but choosing somebody who presents themselves. This is why, like, this is what turns me into the beast. Y'all seeing the vulnerable side of me right now. Okay? Y'all are seeing the vulnerable side of me right now. But this is what turns me into the beast y'all see today. And why I don't play when it comes to spirituality. My spirits had to come in and really, really help me with my mental to make it through this shit. Okay? To make it through this shit. Even after the first situation with my first marriage, okay? That was a situation in which I almost did lose my mind because my daughter was 2 weeks old. She was 4 pounds and you could hold her in the palm of your hand. Imagine seeing her skull sunken in and misshapen from being thrown up against the wall and kicked and all that shit. Blue in the face when your baby is brought to you. I think that might, fuck you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's your first. I had twins on my first pregnancy. So that right there was traumatizing in itself. That was all due to black magic as well because they like to sacrifice babies in this family. Okay? They like to sacrifice babies, which is why she ended up raising that motherfucker because she casted the spell to try to kill my child, but it didn't work. And it ended up having special needs, and then she ended up having to raise it. See, because I have a walk to walk. I got to walk my walk. It's just that simple. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just not from his perspective too, but even from that mother's perspective. Like I said, that mother's perspective, the Christian mother's perspective, the person that raised me. Okay, like I said, I would tell her people was molesting me, abusing me, and all that shit, and somehow she would turn it around and make it my fault. Somehow I did something wrong. You get what I'm saying to her, as well. She's supposed to be like the Christian. She present herself as a Christian and all that shit. Okay, and when other people would hurt me, she would not stand up for me, like protect me. That's how I knew she was not my mother. You get what I'm saying? She would never protect me. Like, I'm a mother, and I knew that I had something. When I became a mother, I knew that I had something that she just didn't have. For me, anyways. You get what I'm saying? Because if you come for my child, that beast gonna come out. You get what I'm saying? And that never happened for her. She would just like, motherfuckers be bullying me, whatever. Talking shit on me. She would spread the rumors. She would help them. The mother. And she's supposed to be the Christian. This is the person that loved the Lord so much he heard her cry and pitied every groan. Okay? Then, it's just a bunch of shit. She lied to me with the adoption of my twins. She changed their name. Their birth certificates don't say that I birthed them. This is supposed to be the Christian. And I'm supposed to be her daughter. Right? The birth certificates say that they were birthed by Marion Williams. That's a lie. That's a lie. They have these connections in the system. You get what I'm saying? And she's supposed to be a Christian. And it's a woman who raised me. Okay, all the aunties and shit, they all gossip. They all talk shit. They never help you. They all supposed to be Christians too, this whole family. They all supposed to be Christians too. Sisters and them, they all supposed to be Christians too. But it was really the mother and the husband that really turned me from it. The mother and the husband. Because I would see how they would use that to put me in a box. You know what I'm saying? If you see in spirits, you evil. If you talk to spirits, you evil and shit like that. But they've been doing, the spell work was happening way before the preacher came along. You get what I'm saying? The spell work and shit was happening way before the preacher came along, because this family is like a family of occultists, and they guise themselves as lawyers, doctors, police officers, and shit like that. They guise themselves as that. You get what I'm saying? That's not who they truly are. They guise themselves as the Christian, the loving parent, the mother, the father, the sheriff, okay? The preacher. They guise themselves as that. Okay, so the witchcraft and all that shit was happening before then, but then he found out that I had an inheritance and all that shit, and they linked up together and thought that, you know, we're just gonna knock her off and we're gonna make some fake documentation to say that you was married. But he didn't even know. So this a whole shit, y'all. I be thinking y'all, but I'm gonna tell the whole tea, because fuck it. I know they watching, the police watching, watch motherfucker. Okay? He didn't even know that they had years prior kidnapped me. Okay? He wasn't told that part. He found out when the fuck y'all found out. Now tell me I ain't psychic on that shit. He found out that I was Alicia Smiley when the fuck y'all found out, which was a few hours after I found out. Okay? And at that point, he had already been reeled into a murder plot to get insurance money, not knowing that they were trying to cover up a crime from 30 years ago. He had already got caught up in it. The police was already watching him, but he just didn't know that this was some shit that was going on years before he even came into the picture. And they really reeled him in. They reeled his bitch in. Everybody going to the pen for that shit. But really, this is why I'm not a Christian, because everybody in that fucking camp is supposed to be a Christian. Everybody there was supposed to be a Christian. All my aunties, all my uncles, and mom and them, and everybody. Husband, they all was supposed to be Christians. And they all did this shit to me. They really, my whole life abused the shit out of me. I wish I could like go deeper and get more, but I ain't gonna pressure myself, because it'd be hard for me to like, you know what I do, y'all? I just keep moving. That's what I do. Like, I can transform the energy without even really allowing it to settle within me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to people treating me like shit. I'm used to people hurting me. I'm used to people lying on me. Okay? I'm used to all that shit. So now when it happens, it's real easy for me to transmute the energies. But when I do get sad sometimes, I'm not gonna lie. Like, sometimes when I just sit and I think, especially about this motherfucking missing kid shit, because bitch went on TikTok. I just have to say that. Bitch went on motherfucking TikTok. Y'all share this fucking video. Bitch went on motherfucking TikTok. I ain't calling you a bitch. I'm just upset here. Okay? Made one fucking video about her thinking that she's a missing child. I know y'all seen it on CBS News. The black girl. Okay? And the white girl that went on Dr. Phil, right? The white girl that went on fucking Dr. Phil, right? And she just thought she was the white girl that was missing, right? I done hour videos piecing together major evidence, solve my own fucking crime. Everything makes fucking logical sense on top of the physical motherfucking evidence, bitch, and ain't got no motherfucking play. It's a cover up. Because I done did all that already. I put out names, motherfucking locations, pictures of evidence, mug shots matching motherfuckers. I'm matching motherfuckers. Okay? But this is why I don't fuck with Christians. Because of my whole life. That's why. Because of what they did to me. Then I try to say I'm mentally ill because I don't believe what they believe. Because you guys are fucking murderers, kidnappers, liars, pedophiles. I can't get with that. I can't get with that. Another problem that I had, being married to a preacher. Dude's cheating on me, right? And then he would go do weddings. And we had a fight. I still probably got a bruise. I ain't trying to put my boob out or nothing. But yeah, it's just a little scratch right there. Okay? And we had a fight because I did not want him to go and marry couples while you're cheating on me. I'm wrong, though. I'm the wrong one. I'm the one who's wrong. I said to my husband at that point in time, I said, hey, you don't need to be doing that shit because that's a ritual, okay? And your cheating ass is going to jinx their fucking wedding just like you jinxed our shit when you gave me that fucking bitch's ring. You jinxed the shit because how the fuck you didn't even cleanse the motherfucker? You took it right off my fucking finger and gave it to me, bitch. And then you're going to go cheat and marry other motherfuckers. You're over their ritual. You're presiding over their ritual. If you ain't right, We got into a physical altercation while I was pregnant because I said that. Because I said you should not be doing this because you're cursing them. Because your energy is not right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm wrong the whole time. I don't really know what to say. They gaslit the fuck out of me. Okay? And none of the shit worked. You know what I'm saying? None of the shit worked. They gaslit the fuck out of me. But I still have my moments where I feel like I need to like get shit off my chest. But I know there's some people wondering why I'm not a Christian. How did I get to this point? I got to this point because of all the abuse I endured, the fucking traumatic shit. And it was mind games. All this shit was mind games. The religion and shit, all of it was mind games. And if you get too caught up in it, you will become a sacrifice because their gods have to be fed. Even the Christian God got to be fed. Yahweh, Bah, where the fuck the motherfucker is. Motherfucker got to be fed. Okay? That's why a lot of people be dying in the church and shit. Okay? Or around the church and shit like that. They do rituals in the church. While they want to call other motherfuckers evils, they do rituals. They take that communion. I don't even really want to get on that shit. Y'all already know that's cannibalism, eating the blood, drinking the blood and eating the flesh. Okay? Y'all already know that's motherfucking cannibalism. All right, baptisms, water rituals. Okay? Like, it's y'all doing rituals. Okay? Like, period. Y'all celebrating pagan holidays, all that shit. Why you trying to judge another motherfucker? It is what it is, though. But that's not why I'm a Christian. I'm still chilling with y'all, though. I've been here 46 minutes. I ain't have nothing else to do. Not right now. Anyways. I didn't. And I didn't want to just go live without giving y'all the video. Because even yesterday, I was like, I'm probably going to do it yesterday. But it really do be hard for me to, like, think about this shit. Because Spirit has always had me to just move past it. You get what I'm saying? I mean, I heal from it. I deal with it in my own way or whatever. But they pacify me a lot to keep me going. You hear what I'm saying? Like, so when I have traumatic situations, people don't get the reaction that they want out of me because the Spirit will distract me with something else. They'll make me busy. Like something bad happening in my life, that'll be the day I'm getting all readings all day. So I don't even have time to focus on, the traumatic shit that I've dealt with because I'm dealing with y'all shit, which is y'all issues and shit, which I don't mind because it takes my energy, it directs my shit off of what the fuck these motherfuckers done did to me. So that's why I stay doing my readings and stay doing my work and shit like that because it directs my energy off of that and it allows me to come to a place of healing and sowing positive seeds. I've always sown positive seeds though. If y'all done a reading with me, I've always been a good person to whoever I deal with. I handle each person with care because it's an honor to have the ancestors, angels, and guides, trust me with their divine children. All right. And that's why I don't play no games because once you see what these motherfuckers, the person that claims that they're supposed to be of God, okay. I feel like my eye fucking up or something in my eye. The person that claims that they're supposed to be a God, they're going to be judged. They're going to be judged first. Okay? And then they're also going to be punished first. So when I tell you that these motherfuckers is really, 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 really suffering, okay, especially ones that claim to be like representations of God, and you out here doing this shit to their children, deceiving motherfuckers, the most deception I ever got was from I ain't trying to bash the Christian church, but it's the truth. Shit, this is the fucking truth. Most deception I ever got was from the Christian church. Okay, the most judgment I ever got was from the Christian church. I remember right after I became a pastor's wife, there was he had a group of young pastor friends and shit, and all his other little pastor friends was like, "Ooh, okay, look at your wife, yeah, okay." They had wives too, but of course they was all like, "Damn, look at your wife." But anyways, I went to the church with him one time, and them motherfuckers did not want to see because I always have my tats and shit. I always have my tats, and I be wearing little dresses. Like I don't care. Fuck that. Don't judge me, bitch. I ain't no fucking church hat woman. I'm not old enough for that. For that big ass church hat. You know what I'm saying? So the mothers didn't want to sit next to me because I had tattoos and I was wearing spaghetti stripes. So that was something else that I was just like, yeah, I don't think so. I feel like there's something in my eye. Yeah. I'm looking at the camera. I am high though. But yeah. I don't know. Y'all can ask me some questions if y'all want to. Thanks for hanging out with me. I don't really tell my business online. I just be about my business when I come online. Because motherfuckers be nosy. They already be watching this shit. But if anybody do want to know some shit about me, you can just ask me because I don't got shit to hide. I don't have shit to hide. Oh, and y'all know something? Let me tell you something. I told y'all how the pastor was going like a year, right? He was going like a year before I even fuck with anybody else, right? This nigga straight says to this day that I cheated on him. He was living with a bitch for a year. Living with a bitch. And I cheated on him. No, nigga, you already broke the soul contract. You broke the soul contract 3 months in. Nigga, you broke the soul contract before it even started. You took a ring off another bitch finger. You ain't saved that bitch for the water, nothing. Pawn and get your money, buy another one. Nothing. You just took it right off her shit. And the spirits ended up taking that ring too. I remember I mentioned this to you guys too, because it was chanted on there. It was chanted on there, deaf to who all wears this ring. This nigga really does give women cursed jewelry. Spirit came and took that motherfucker. Yeah, they did from me. I was like, but I love my ring. I told y'all he got me another ring. That other ring that he got me. Spirit came in the middle of the night and told me to give them that ring. And I'm like, but I love it. Look at it. It was like stacked and packed with diamonds. I was like, look at it. Oh my God, look, it's so cute. They was like, take it off. Take it off. And I'm like, why? They like, he chanted over it. Death at the graveyard. This is what the Spirit told me. He chanted over it at the graveyard. And we were still married. Okay? At the graveyard. And chanted death to who all wears this or whatever. Oh, grave robbers. He took it off a corpse. That's what they told me too. Yeah, he took it off of a corpse because he does steal stuff. That's where he got it from. I'm sorry if this is morbid, but it's the truth. And I'm willing to take a lie detector test. That's why they want to kill me, because they know I know what the fuck they was doing and shit. But they can't kill me, so I can just tell y'all what the fuck happened. But it does piss me off that nobody's really giving this attention. If y'all really love me and y'all tribe members or whatever, then y'all can really help me blow this story up, okay? Because I've done well over my due diligence. I've had more information on the Alicia Smiley case than the motherfucking police. Why? Because I'm Alicia fucking Smiley. That's how I have the evidence. That's why I have the proof. That's why I offer my DNA so fast. Because I already fucking know what's up. I know what the fuck happened to me. But y'all can really help me by pushing it, because I just think that it's crazy how, like, anybody can just say, oh, I'm a missing child, and they get way more push than the fuck I am. And I've already solved the goddamn case with solid evidence and offered my DNA. But whatever. I'm not no motherfucking cloud chaser, because it's going to come out any fucking ways, because the DNA is in. So it really don't fucking matter. It's going to come out any fucking ways. But the point is that they cast spells. So I already know what it is, but we just have to break that spell. They cast spells so that none of this shit would ever come to the light. That's another reason why, I'm going to say it again, that's another reason why they want to kill me, because if they would have killed me, there ain't no evidence of the crime that happened 30 years ago, of the inheritance, none of that shit. None of that shit. None of that shit. I'm the only piece of evidence. Well, the DNA's in now, so, you know. You say, I love your transparency. Respect, ashe, ashe, ashe. I'm trying to be transparent. I still have people that come from Christianity to me. You know, even those people, there's some people in that church I've even done readings for. I've done mediumship for some of those church members of the people that I grew up in the church with, Circle of Light, because I know y'all still be watching my shit too. I've even done mediumships, okay, in which their loved ones had crossed over. And they also were associated with this pastor, okay, who's a serial killer. Okay, but I just didn't tell them that because I was going to tell the courts, and I'm going to tell the courts what I know. And it's just that simple, because they are responsible for a lot of murders. I know a lot of people died around these people, and that's why I'm not a Christian, because the shit is not right. It's not right. Jesus was not even a Christian, y'all. Did y'all know that? That Jesus was not a Christian? The definition of Christian is follower of Christ. Wasn't he Christ, right? So that would make him a follower of himself, which is what we teach here in Truth Gang. Follow your Ori, your Christ-like energy, your higher self. That will make him a follower of him fucking self. Okay? Even the Bible said that God would not be in the church in the last days. That's what the Bible said. It would be where? It would be in man. My fucking eye. What is this? This is my right eye, the eye of Ra protection. Okay? God is in man. God is not in no fucking building. Okay? It's a den of demons in the church. And that's dead ass. And I've seen it myself. But there are good ones, few far and in between. And those ones I call gatekeepers. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'm just going to go ahead and say it because I feel like Spirit telling me I can say it anyways. But the good preacher, and we all had the same teacher. I told y'all. See, all these people that came up against me in this church, the preacher and everybody had the same teacher. Everybody had the same opportunity. here to make the right decisions here. You get what I'm saying? That motherfucking good preacher, Jeff Johnson, St. Louis, Missouri, Circular Light Church, he's not just a preacher. Okay? And I realized that at a very young age, that he was not just a teacher. See, they tried to get me, like, they really put me in the right place because honestly, out of my whole childhood, the only person that I could say that I could truly trust and I felt like was not going to harm me was Reverend Jeff Johnson. I'm about to cry. I'm not going to cry, but I'm for real, like, that man is like an angel, like a whole fucking angel, y'all. And he taught me so much, and I'm able to teach you guys because of what he taught me. And I put it together esoterically. It was never like a Christian thing, and he was trying to get these people to get it. They didn't get it. You get what I'm saying? Here come the army people again. I like spirit messages, so I'm going to let them. I'm going to let them do their thing. He's saying opportunities right now. But yeah, that man is a real man of God. Like, he really helped me throughout my whole entire journey, okay? He said, let it happen and don't hold back. Well, they distracted me, so that's good, because I don't like to cry on camera. But that man really he really helped me out. And he put me in a position to be able to help y'all, too. You just had to apply it. We all had the same fucking teacher. But he's a gatekeeper, though. That's what I was going to say. He's a gatekeeper. He performs a ritual called Born Again. Perfect peace, perfect faith. Opportunity. I'm sorry. I'm listening to what they're saying, too, because this is a spirit message, okay? You better get off my spot. Opportunities. I can't hear them. They're marching. I don't know why they're doing that over here. But anyways, he put me in a position to be able to really apply the shit. But he does perform a ritual called Born Again, and it's which you are chanting on the mercy seat. The mercy seat, they made a physical representation of it in the church, and we all know, well, I don't know if the Christians know, but pay attention. I'm finna learn you something, okay? The mercy seat is actually like in your brain. There's like a part of your brain that's actually nicknamed the mercy seat. Okay, and it's something that can be unlocked, but they had a physical representation of the mercy seat in this church. And you will go to the mercy seat and you would petition the spirits to become born again, but you have to become born again. How can I enter into the kingdom of heaven? You have to, be reborn of the water and the fire. And that's when, like, I think Peter was asking him, like, should I climb up back into my mother's womb and all that other shit? But it's an actual ritual where he's chanting with you, Lord, have mercy. And then when you reach a certain peak, kind of like the crunk dancers, when they reach a certain peak, you enter into a sort of dimension, so to speak, okay? Like a sort of, this is a better way to put it, like a phone line, so to speak. There it is. It's like open. A portal is kind of like open. And that's a ritual that I went through with him. You get what I'm saying? But everybody that goes to the church is, if they want to be born again, then he'll walk them through the ritual of being born again or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And you do be born of the spirit when you sit on the mercy seat, and then we go to the river. We don't use bathtubs. We go to the river because all the rivers of the world connect, of course. That's Oshun. Yeah, Oshun. We would go in there and we would be baptized in the Mississippi River. Okay? But he is a gatekeeper. It's like a Papa Legba figure. I don't even know if I'm sure he knows it because of the shit that I would see in his office. I would see like herb books, like stuff like that in his office and stuff like that. When I would go and talk to him, I would see like herb books and healing books and all that shit in the preacher's office. And he is a good man, but I don't know about the rest of these motherfuckers. Okay, but that was a ritual that he used to do, and I know that he is connected like Papa Legba style. And when he cross over, I'm sure he's gonna end up being like Willis or something, like a ascended being or something. I know he's gonna be like an ascended being because so many people, thousands of people go through him to be born again and create a connection to the divine. And once you become born again, I'm not praising no man. Listen, once you become born again, you no longer need him. And that's basically what he preaches, because he's now helped you open up a line of communication to the spiritual self. You get me? So I'm not praising no man or whatever, but basically what I'm saying is that everybody that went through this had sat on that mercy seat, but I guess I was the only one that was truly born again. I'm going to say it like that. Because all this shit that these people try to do, and all these people was in Jeff Johnson's church, but I asked the spirit, and you know I don't be wrong when it comes to what the fuck the spirit say, when the spirit say what the fuck they say. Is he involved in this at all? And spirit said no, he's not. He's not. He's not a part of this. And I could tell and I could feel it too, because when I went to the funeral, that was supposed to be my funeral, but that was Mom T's funeral. When I went to that funeral, he kept staring at me as he was preaching the eulogy. And then when we got to the graveyard, of course, I'm on my ancestors shit. I had me a bottle of water. I just slightly twisted that cap off as soon as because they were all stepping on graves and shit. So I'm like this. I just had the water bottle like to my side like this. You know what I'm saying? Like to my side like that. And I was giving them my shades as they was doing their Christian shit. And he was watching me do the shit. And then after, he said the prayer over the casket at the graveyard. He said, Sister Edie? And I'm like, hey, Brother Jeff. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Brother Jeff. And he said, Brother Andre, what is it? Brother Vernon, get over here. It's Sister Edie. Come on over here. Give her a hug. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just so much love there. You get what I'm saying? It was so much love there. And I could tell that it was like a shock in his face. I was wondering why the fuck he kept staring at me. But it was because of what people were saying. They told him I was crackhead, I'm a hoe, and I'm showing up like this, bitch, fine and shit. You know what I'm saying? Not that he was looking at that. He's a married man. I'm not saying he was looking at that. I'm just saying that's how I showed up. But I wasn't like this. I was appropriate for a funeral. You know what I'm saying? Okay? You know what I'm saying? This married man, he was not looking at that, okay? Trust me. Just the love that was there. This man seen me grow up as a little bitty girl all the way on up. And what they were saying about me did not match the appearance. I really felt like he was shocked to see me. I felt like the deacons of the church, they were all shocked to see how well I looked and turned out. They were shocked. They were like, oh, okay. Like, and I could tell because that was a little weird for me too, because I was like, why would the deacons and everybody react like that? Why, like, did somebody tell them I was down bad or something? Like, why would they react like they thought I was they was like, oh goodness, Sister Edie. Oh. I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I just knew something was weird. But I did ask the spirit about him, and he's not involved in the situation whatsoever. I don't know how the situation is going to turn out, because a lot of those members of Circle of Light were sacrificed due to the pastor, Reverend Moore. Okay? A lot of those members were sacrificed. Okay. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Okay. They were, I don't know why I feel like I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it because I feel like he's around me, so I'm going to say it. So there was a member named JR. He's a young dude. I remember when I first met JR. I had a crush on JR when I first met him. But he had a little baby mama shit like later on down the line. And I think he was older than me anyway, so it was not going to work. He's one of the members that ended up being sacrificed by this preacher. And I don't give a fuck. Like I said, cease and desist. Take me to court, bitch. Hook me up to the motherfucking polygraph, bitch. Okay? So this is what he said to me. He came to me one day, and I never have like a relationship with him or nothing like that, other than walking past, hey, Sister Edie, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm remembering you. You know what I'm saying? Because he was like that fine or whatever. You know, he came to me. He basically told me that he was called to help move something for Reverend Moore or whatever. He ended up getting shot. Like, he was called to help this preacher, and shortly after he got shot. Okay. I don't want to get into this, y'all. Please don't. Because I'm feeling them all come in now. Like, yeah. I'm feeling them all come in. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to go here. But I mean, I do. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I do not care. You got to pay for what you done. Period. Well, this is a long-ass video. But yeah, he ended up getting shot after the preacher called him to do something. He ended up unalive after that. And it was a young church member, young guy, that happened to. But there was many more, especially the older women. I know a lot about that. And I was wondering that too, because when all of this stuff first started happening to me, a lot of those church members would come to me after they passed over. It was a lot of Sister Laney, the young one, yeah, her. There's one, Lady Love, elder sister of the church. But they all was wrapped up with this preacher. They all was sucked in. He's a demon, y'all. He's a fucking demon. They all was sucked into this demon. And it said that Satan would or Lucifer would disguise himself, whoever would disguise himself as an angel of light. I don't know. So when somebody just tells me that they're a man of God or a preacher or a babalua, the good reverend doctor and all this shit, I just be like, whatever, nigga. Prove it. You know what I'm saying? Prove it. That's why I will curse a preacher out. Because you couldn't, bitch. You can't tell me shit. Not about this spirituality, not about this religious shit. And to be at the stage that I am right now after, going through all of this shit and all the abuse that I endured and all the shit that I endured, I really feel like, it helped me. I'm going to say it like that. Because look at me now. I mean, shit, this is what I do for a living. All because I married that preacher. All because I married him, and then I had to really find God. I had to really look for God. I really had to find where God was. And I'm going to tell you where I found him at. Well, her. It's a her. It's not even a him. I found her inside of me. Even if you're a male, God is still a her. Okay? So if you're looking for her, you might want to stop looking for him so you can find her. Okay? Because you have to put the spirituality with common sense as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all been here quite a while, and we know that a now woman came from no man rib, right? The only source of creation that every man has ever seen has come from the womb of a woman. Period. And that's facts. That's facts. Okay? So that's where I found God. I found God inside of myself. And it was a major life lesson to me. To never look for God outside of myself. Ever. I don't give a fuck if that's your fucking husband. I don't give a fuck if they say they're the preacher, the fucking deacon, the motherfucking fucking Dalai Lama. I don't give a fuck who they say they is. Let no man deceive you. That man he attempted to destroy my life. But he can't destroy shit because I'm the manifestor. I'm the God in my reality. This is my canvas. I paint this bitch how the fuck I want it, and you ain't on it, motherfucker. Okay? You are on it, but in a casket. You feel me? You are on the board, but you in a casket on that motherfucker. Just like you try to put me on yours. All right? So I don't know what else to say to you guys, but I love you so much. And I just want to, I guess I can say this too because the spirit is telling me to say this. But like, you can fight all this with your mind. You can fight everything with your mind. If you have control of your mind, no matter what abuse you have endured, okay? Sexual traumas, mama, daddy issues, all of that shit. It is a choice that you make inside to become a good person, to be a good person, or fold on your divinity and become evil like the people who have done these things to you. You have that choice inside of you whether or not you really want to go that route and become what they are. Okay? And what they are is soulless fucking demons. Okay? Religion is something that you're supposed to like rely on. Okay? That's religion. Rely on. That's what the fuck shit is. Rely on yourself. Okay? Even more than you rely on your ancestors. So I guess that was my lesson from it. Like, even now, like I said, Satan can't even tempt me with a husband at this point. You get what I'm saying? He can't even tempt me with a husband. Not saying that I don't want a husband, but you can't just throw anything in front of me and think I'm finna go for that shit. I don't give a fuck what a motherfucker say. I need evidence. You know what I'm saying? I need motherfucking, I don't give a fuck what you say. You can't love by me. You can't trauma by me. You can't do none of that shit. You said, oh yeah, you're so right. I chose to walk in the light after discovering my darkness. Honestly, I didn't discover my darkness until years later. I was still very docile, especially around the time when he got the girl pregnant and shit like that. I was still very docile. I was just like, oh, well, he doesn't love me and I don't know how to be who he wants me to be. So fuck it. Like, that's how I was. I was just like that. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like I didn't try to come into between their relationship or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like, I can't be who you want me to be. You know what I'm saying? he was like, her ass is fatter, her titties are bigger, or whatever the fuck he was saying. And I'm like, oh, well, this is what I got. You know what I'm saying? This is what I got, you know? And that's pretty much it. But yeah, y'all make sure that y'all walk y'all path of righteousness, and always choose to stay on the path of sweetness, especially if you're a female, okay? Because once you lose your femininity, you no longer can create properly, okay? Once you step fully into your masculinity as a feminine and you're biologically feminine, you're imbalanced, okay? So no matter what you go through, you always need to keep that sweetness. That's one of the things that Pastor told me. I'm telling you, if he didn't tell me to stay sweet and keep encouraging me through all this shit that I was enduring being married to this preacher and with this family, I would not have the compassion that I have for you all and to do what I do. My heart would have been hard. It would have been fucking hardened. Okay, especially with the power that I hold. Like, to whom much is given, much is required. That's why it takes time for you to master yourself and get to know yourself and, you know, get to know God. Who is you? You know what I'm saying? I went through so many, man. Y'all have no idea. That's a whole nother story. How many spirits came to me, how many deities, and I just wanted to talk to the fucking Most High. Like, what the fuck? Who can give me the God? Shut up. I don't talk to y'all no more. Who can give me the God? Who can give me to the divine infinite all? And I found that in me, which was ultimately none of them, but I still work with the deities and shit because they're my family. I come from them. They're my friends. And I had to realize that I was put in a position in this lifetime to have to choose my divine path over everybody and everything that I love. And y'all watch me do it, even my children. I had to put my divine path and my life over my children. Y'all think I didn't want to fight that day he came and got my kids after he ain't done shit for 13 years, my nigga? You just gonna show up with some fake documentation like, oh yeah, I get him every week. Bitch, when? Because they all in the background of every YouTube video. Okay, so bitch, when? Y'all think I didn't want to fight? But I knew that my purpose to humanity would be thrown off course had I went to him in a fighting mode in St. Louis when all those people work in the jail system. Y'all would have never seen or heard from me again. They would have made sure that I got killed in jail or something. Because I wanted to fight him over some documentation that he had. Instead, I had to humble myself and just say, all right, sons, I love you. I will see you when you turn 18. Because if you try to do anything to me, to drag me down with him or tie himself to me, I'm signing over my rights. I had a conversation with my kids because he's trying to attach me to him. You get what I'm saying? You're trying to attach me to him. So now what I need to do is, I'm sorry, son. Zuh. But if this is what your father is doing, I'm running. As soon as the fuck he gets you in the car, I'm packing a bag and getting the fuck out of St. Louis. Because I already know what's next. He knows where I live now. So now all of a sudden it's going to be a botched robbery or stray bullets that come through my house. Because he needs that insurance money. Because he promised my soul he couldn't get it. He said he promised this cult my soul. And he could not kill me. So he been trying to chase me to do it the whole fucking time. But it's over now because he's like half dead and shit. He's very impure. God gets them. Like I'm telling you, don't ever think that nobody getting away with shit. When they do shit to you and you a chosen one, they touch that anointed. It might take some time to play out in this physical reality, but boy, when it do. One of my prayers throughout this whole struggle was asking God to allow me to witness the destruction of my enemies and prepare that table before my enemies. And they're letting me see. I've seen people straight dying in this family. And every time I'm like, gang, spirit team, I don't give a fuck. You reap what you sow. I've been able to see God move through me. You get what I'm saying? I've been able to see God move through me all because of this situation, but it all took me being dedicated to my divine path and the relationship that I have with spirit, because I really questioned when I married this preacher. And I felt, like I said, I was chosen my whole life. I felt chosen my whole life, connected to God my whole life, seeing spirit, talking to spirit my whole life until this preacher came along. That was really the breaking point, my crossroads, where I was like, is God even really real? Is this shit even really real? Because the Bible says, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave his life for it. But this motherfucker trying to kill me. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So like, how How is this, God, if this is the preacher and this is the man of God? And I heard, that's what it said. He said, that's not me. That's a man in a suit. At that point, I couldn't even be mad at God because I was looking at this man as if he was God of some sort or had a connection to God that I didn't have myself. You get what I'm saying? That's what I was looking at him like I had a connection to God or something that I didn't have myself. Or he had that I didn't have myself. But the moment that I decided to let him go, which was like years, like I said, immediately after he got that girl pregnant, done. Okay? That's when I got on my journey to discovering who God really was. And it's me, because I'm created in his image and his likeness. Have I not told you ye are gods? What God worships another God? I don't know a God that worships another God. Jesus didn't even worship another God. He honored his Father, which was in heaven. That's what he did. He honored his Father, which was in heaven. He didn't worship shit. He followed his own divine path. That's what he did. Okay? That's what he did. Jesus was not even a Christian. Like, not even. He was a master warlock, like I said, or something. Turning water into wine, raising the dead, that's necromancy. Okay? Performing miracles. I mean, who exactly are y'all worshiping? I'm confused. But I will say this. I already told you. I always tell y'all this. That Christos energy is real. That's an actual deity. El Cristo Negro, whatever you want to call it. White Jesus is real too. Why is white Jesus real? White Jesus is real because they send it energy. They pray to it. They put energy into it. Therefore, it is a real deity. It is a real being. You're like, that ain't really Jesus. That Jesus ain't real. Yes, this the fuck is. If they're praying to the deity, that's what makes it real. They're giving it life. You get what I'm saying? Just like when you give your ancestors, angels, and gods, Ashe, you're giving them life. You're making them real. You're making them the reality. You get what I'm saying? So Jesus is real, but not that one. That's a real one, but it's a real imposter. If you get what I'm saying, it's a real deity, but it's an imposter. Okay? Then there's Yeshua, which is completely, every different name for God is a different deity. Let's get that straight. So Elohim, that's one God, many faces. So that's one God, but that's a bunch of different guys grouped up as one God, but that's a part of the whole God. Okay? If you want to call them, what else do they call them? Jehovah. That's a whole nother that's a whole nother deity. Okay? Any other names that they have for him, that is for whatever the deity is, that is a whole nother deity. It changes depending on the name, just like Papa Legba, Ishu, okay? Elegbara, same deity, but it's just kind of changed. It's in Zarbander too. You know? You said, so it's exactly. There it is. So it's the Tooth Fairy, if you believe in it. Okay? That's for real. So it's the Tooth Fairy, you know? You said, yes, exactly. That's why I don't know why people worship Jesus. He was simply a messenger. That's big brother. That's big bro. He led the way to show us how to find our inner truth, how to follow our calling, how to tap into our power. The Bible says you will do greater works than him that led. He was an example. Okay? And all the people in the Bible, me and Tribe was talking about that. All the people in the Bible are examples of how humanity is, how these motherfuckers will do. Okay? That is the example of the same shit that you're experiencing right now. The relationships in your life, I bet you money that you can line this shit up with a Bible character. Okay? I bet you money you can align this shit up with a fucking Bible character. I gotta roll me another blunt, but I ain't finna stay on this live because I've been talking for a long time. I usually don't be over here over an hour, but you know, you say, for real, I heard anything you think of exists on a different. Exactly. Oh, I want to start another live because I've been having downloads too. I want to talk about relationships. I do want to start another live, but I can stay on this live if y'all want me to because I'm already here. But I'm just saying, like, I have some shit to say about that too because of the situation that I posted on Facebook about me going on a date with the dude or whatever, and him being mad at me because I found out that he had a woman and some kids, and I was like, I'm not gonna be your side hoe and all that other shit. Don't be nobody's side hoe, y'all. Don't stay out of them third party situations. Like, even if the bitch doesn't know who you are, she's still gonna be sending you negative energy because she has a woman's intuition, and she's gonna be like, I know my nigga cheating. And if she don't even have a face For the girl, she don't need a face. All she needs to imagine is there's another pussy. She don't need another face. It's another pussy. Okay? She's gonna know. Okay? She's gonna fucking know. And she's gonna be unintentionally sending you negative energy because she know it's some other bitch around her man, even if she don't got your face, your name, your location, or none of that shit. In her energy, she's radiating negative energy towards you because she knows that there is another person in her territory. So she don't have to know who you are, side hoe. She don't gotta fucking know who you are to still send negative energy to you. So just don't be a side hoe. Stay out of third-party situations. Don't let anybody put you in a situation like that preacher trying to put me in where he's like, I want both of you. I want you to be in competition. Don't do it. Okay? Don't fucking do it. You're worth more, and your husband or your wife is gonna come, and it's gonna be the person that's going to take care of you forever. Okay? You're not even gonna have to worry about none of that shit. So it is what it is. But don't get married under Christian standards. Don't do that shit. Don't you do that shit. Yeah, spiritual weddings. I'm gonna get ordained so we can pop off these spiritual weddings. I'm already ordained by spirit, but I know how it works in this land. As so above, so below. So if y'all would wonder why I would say, oh, well, I thought you said you don't need no piece of paper. You don't need no piece of paper. Well, I kind of do if I'm able to actually perform a ceremony for like you all, little birds that come together or whatever. I'm going to perform a ceremony. I kind of do legally in this realm of reality. So I have to follow the rules, both in the earth and in the spirit realm. But the spirit realm laws outweigh the earth realm laws. But still, so I have no problems. Like, oh, this bitch is fake over here marrying people. Let's lock her up. No, I'm just going to get that paper so I can do it my way and conduct the ritual my way so that you guys are not in a binding legal situation, but I'm legally covered. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't want y'all to get into that. My advice on marriage from being a Christian is don't do it. That's my advice. Don't fucking do it. Okay? Find a spiritual way. And if that person really loves you and they're seriously about their spiritual business, they won't want legal documentation on you anyways, because they know if they break that soul contract, it really doesn't matter what the paperwork says here. They're going to get fucked up in the spirit realm, period. So both of y'all going to be on y'all shit, making sure that y'all shit work out because you know that this is something that's eternal and nothing that's just over here. That's how you know marriage isn't real, because it says till death do us part. And anything that dies does not really exist. You get me? Like your body, your soul still exists. But this is how I be thinking to myself sometimes. But that's the truth. That's how you know marriage isn't really real. Because if you die, it's over. That's the contract is over. No, that's not how contracts work in the spirit realm. Okay? So I don't know. I hope y'all learned something today. That was just a little bit of my experience. I don't have no shame about the marriage or nothing. I don't even feel bad because I know I didn't do nothing wrong to him. I know I try to be a good wife. I just was never good enough for him. And anything that I did, except he liked my cooking. He liked that. But other than that, you know, everything I did was wrong. Everything I said was wrong. Everything I spoke was wrong. Even in that marriage, there was a musician that I met. His name was JR. And he was looking for somebody to do some music with him or whatever. And I've been doing music my whole life. My whole entire life. I've always loved music, right? So I told him that I would do the music for him. And then the pastor went to him and was like, she don't know how to rap. She don't know how to sing. She don't know how to do that. And I'm like, who did I fucking marry? You don't even know me. You don't even know me. I've been doing music my whole life. What the fuck you mean? I can't rap. Okay, what the fuck you mean? I'm a fucking poet. I'm a wordsmith, bitch. But that was something that made me know also that I was in the wrong marriage, because he kept telling people that I couldn't do shit that I knew that I was fully capable of doing. Like small shit, like drawing and art and shit. That's who I am. And this too, when I was in a marriage, I'm just purging, like you said. When I was in that marriage, if y'all look at my videos when I live by myself, like if y'all go back to those videos, y'all see like a lot of my artwork and stuff all over the walls and colorful shit. Like my houses and stuff when I'm by myself, they real colorful and real animated and shit like that, because I like to make my shit look like a fucking fairyland, glitter and shit everywhere, you know what I'm saying? And just pretty and bright colors and shit. When I was married with him, every time we lived together, he would never let me express myself artistically in that manner and let me like put artwork up. My artwork is dope. I'm fucking drawing whole fucking tarot decks and shit over here. My artwork is dope as fuck, and he would never let me put my artwork on the walls or any of that. He would always say that it was tacky or something. He didn't like it. He would never let me do those things. So I knew I was not in the right marriage, because it was like he was really trying to box me in. And then also he was like, I don't want you to lock your hair. This is one of the things we were married to before I locked my hair. I locked my hair right after I had the second son, right? He said, I don't want you to lock your hair. Look at my hair, y'all. Look at my hair. Well, y'all already know my shit down my back and past my ass, but it's just twisted up. He said, I don't want you to lock your hair. And then when he left me, guess what he did? He left me for a bitch with locks. I ain't lying. He said, I'm not attracted to that. That's not what preachers' wives do. They don't do that. They don't lock their hair up. You need to go get you a fucking preacher wife hairstyle. And I said, no, I'm locking my hair. I'm locking my hair. I'm doing this. I'm doing this for me. I want to look a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I want to wear my hair like this. And I knew my higher self was telling me to lock my hair. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was like, I don't want that. And the mother told me too, but I already know why they did that because it doesn't really fucking matter. I'll tell you. Okay, so this is exactly how I looked in my past life. Right now, how I look right now. This is exactly how I looked in my past life. Y'all know how y'all be seeing celebrities and y'all be seeing these pictures of them in the fucking 1900s and shit? And they look exactly the same right now. This is exactly how I looked in my last life, except when they knew me, my hair was already on the ground. Like, it could be twisted like this, but it will already be on the ground. You hear what I'm saying? So they didn't want me to embody that. And I fucking transferred to a whole motherfucking goddess. Both of them, those people, they did not want me to lock my hair. Okay, at all. Listen to your higher self. Even if you have a husband, he got to look at you, but he ain't got to live inside your body. Okay, I'm gonna end this live because my daughter's like, oh my God, bitch, you been in here forever. All right, she's saying hi, y'all. Y'all seen her. But anyways, y'all, I love y'all so much. My baby back in the room. I ain't gonna make her be quiet in the background. I know she probably wanna watch TV and do everything. But truth gang, 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 gang. Hashtag justice for Alicia Smiley. I'm gonna come more with these videos, okay? Because if y'all look back on the YouTube channel, there wasn't no cars on this channel. It was just me running my mouth. But I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking facts. And I want to get more to that. And I want to talk more about this relationship shit because I feel like I'm an expert. Why do I feel like an expert? Both my marriages failed. I know exactly what the fuck not to do. Okay, exactly. That's what the fuck. I'm gonna tell you, I know what not to accept now. I know what I'm willing to accept in a relationship. I know who I am now. You get what I'm saying? I know who I am now, and I know why I've been single all this time because I needed to take that time to find out what I will and will not accept in a relationship, and not allow a relationship to like change me and keep my individuality in that relationship and allow that person to keep their individuality and not control and all of that shit. I know not to do those things, okay? And I know how to also compromise and make shit work, okay? Which is kind of hard to do if you don't have anybody that's willing to do it. Like this preacher situation, there was no, y'all heard me purging, right? So he just kept doing shit. I'm sure there's more shit that I just didn't mention on this video, but he just kept doing shit. There was like no way that I could work with him. I just had to cut him off completely. And y'all can tell that by the fact that, like I said, when he came and got my sons, I was even willing to, dang, girl. Sorry. She talking about that. I was even willing to, like I said, sign over my rights so that, hold on. Let me get y'all like, I was even willing to sign over my rights so that I can just have some happiness and I can just have a space and a moment to heal without me being connected to him to be able to heal shit. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you said part 2. Yeah, we'll get a part 2 or something, but I do want to talk about these relationships and talk about the shit. And we'll get to the nitty gritty of it. But yeah, gang, gang, gang. Hashtag just for the smelly in the comment section. I love y'all so much. I'm out this bitch.